La Cadena to San Bernardino?
Yeah.
A streetcar?
A streetcar. It was a red one, and it had electrical wires up on top.
Yeah.
And the conductor come off, then change the wire to the other, to go back the other way.
Yeah.
Was that part of the Pacific Electric system?
I don't recall.
Because they had the red cars and they went up to the Arrowhead Hotel.
I don't recall that.
Wasn't it?
The Pacific, the
Electrical.
the cart, the railroad, with trolleys, or I guess you call them, I don't know.
But where did they start in Colton?
Right there on J Street and, around J Street.
We're turn around with across the street with the
East of
the
J
railroad,
Street, before 9th.
the station, the railroad station
Yeah,
across the street,
yeah.
and like a little park or
That was J Street.
Yeah,
And Chamber of Commerce was there in the corner.
yeah.
So that was the turnaround or the pickup, the start to,
Right.
to San Bernardino?
Right, and it go
Yeah.
through La Cadena, I think went through Valley College there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well,
went up there.
God, I think there's still some tracks there in front of the hunting center. No?
Yeah, they took them out, didn't
They
they?
took 'em out? I
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
took them out. They made a bicycle thing or other exercise.
Yeah.
People walk by there.
But we did
But-
have an electrical
Oh, yeah.
passenger
Yeah.
company.
Yeah, I think it's in here.
Okay, all right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about school. Where did you go to school?
Well, I went to the North Side School. Even though I lived across Garfield, my mother, we had relatives that were close to the north. The kids were from on 3rd and L, they used to go to the North Side School, to Grant School. It was a 4-room school. Had first grade and then first and
Do you remember any of the Mexican kids that went to your school with you? They were in Grant School?
Yeah, Ruben Aguilera, Angie, his sister, Sammy Hernandez, myself, Bobby Aguilera. There was only about 5 or 6 of
A
us.
handful of you folks?
5 or 6 of us.
And then where did you go to junior high school?
Roosevelt High School. I didn't speak English in elementary school, so I was kept back 1 year. In those days, they kept you back, and so then Roosevelt,
Roosevelt and then Colton
Yeah,
High
the
School?
junior high one.
yeah, it was a junior high,
And then Colton High School?
and then Colton High School.
What years did you go to Roosevelt?
Oh God, it was in the 40s.
When did you graduate from Wilson, from high school? Colton High school?
51.
So that's 4 years earlier? Yeah, 4 years earlier.
Yeah, there's probably a permanent record card still at Colton Junior High from when you attended Roosevelt.
Okay, don't look at my grades, okay?
And Joe, where did you go to school?
I went grammar school. I went to San Salvador.
Because you lived on 5th Street,
On
right?
Mansa. Was
Oh, that
toward
was
the cemetery, going to the cemetery. And there was a lot of...
Oh, it was in Aguamansa, the school was in Aguamansa?
Yeah, Aguamansa Road. That's the, what do they call them?
Well, it was the main road to Riverside in those days.
Yeah,
And it used to go to the cement plant over in Riverside.
Yeah.
At Crestmore.
Yeah, that's, what do they call it? Mission,
Mission.
oh,
yeah, Mission
no,
Valley.
that's where the missioners.
Oh, it's the Aguamansa.
Yeah.
The
What's
school
the
was
name?
San
San-
Salvador, wasn't it? San Salvador?
Huh?
San Salvador?
Yeah, San Salvador.
There was a church there too.
What do they call where the missionaries used to go from the Asistencia in Redlands?
Well, it was Aguamansa Church.
Yeah, and they used to go to St. Gabriel, the mission St. Gabriel.
Okay.
And they used to rest, they used to come from San Diego and rest in Redlands. And then they go to St. Gabriel Mission. And I guess they went up north, wherever call them, those roads, those streets?
Oh,
El Camino Real.
El Camino
Wow.
Real.
Camino Real?
El
Yeah, Camino Real, yeah, Camino, that, our month is a Camino Real. And, matter of fact, there was a little village there.
Yeah,
on
it got
the-
washed away in the
Yeah,
flood.
uh-huh,
So you went to school in San Salvador there?
yeah, and, the San Salvador was up on higher.
Yeah.
It was only a two-room school, and, had grade up to sixth grade. Like it had three on one room and three classes on the other room. And I graduated from there, and the next thing, I ended up in, Wilson. It was junior high then. And, but there was a lot of early California family living in the area.
Alvarado's.
The Alvarados, the Martinez's.
Remember the milkman? What the hell is his name?
Oh,
Frank-
Frank,
Suarez?
Suarez, he was a Portuguese. He was Portuguese, but he speaks Spanish like, you know, like nobody's business, you know. And he had a dairy there.
Mhm.
Well, so you grew up with those guys?
Huh?
You grew up with those guys?
Well, they
Yeah,
were older.
yeah.
Yeah, they were older.
Yeah.
And he used to deliver milk.
Milk, yeah.
And then we had a Iceman also come around. And
Yeah.
you have a little card, yellow card,
Uh-huh.
and if you wanted 5 pounds, 10 pounds,
Yeah,
you put the
whatever
it was
pound
a
you
triangle
wanted.
thing.
Whatever was hanging on, that's the pound, amount of ice you wanted. So the iceman knew, so he just carried it and put it in your
Right.
ice box and,
And as soon as he went in with the ice, us kids go in the truck and get some ice.
Frank, you're gonna say something.
but it was,
No, I was gonna say the Suarez house, isn't that on the corner of Aguamansa and Rancho?
It was, yes,
Still house is
I think
still there.
Rosales lives there now.
Yeah, Rosales.
oh yeah, around the corner, yeah.
Yeah.
No, if you go to,
Soco.
if you ever go to the cemetery, there on Aguamansa Road, you'll see a lot of the old families still, you know, you recognize their names or their family.
I have an uncle there. Yeah.
Yeah, Socorro lives in one of those houses, Socorro Rosales.
Uh-huh,
yeah,
lives
Socorro.
in those houses.
Uh-huh.
So from there, Wilson School,
Yeah, I graduated from San Salvador and to Wilson, to not to Wilson, yeah,
and then high school, Colton High School.
and then to Colton High School.
Yeah. You know, we've been here almost an hour, so let me ask you another question, and I don't know
Let me
whether-
interject one
Okay.
thing. Another delivery. Remember the newspaper, La Opinión?
Yeah, La Opinión,
They
yeah,
used to come in a big old Buick, I think it was.
yeah,
And it was, he come with, from LA. I forgot his name.
yeah, I remember.
Well, what years were those, David? In the
In the
40s?
40s, I guess, yeah, in the 40s. And we had the ice.
Before the war, it was before the war.
Yeah, I guess in the 30s, late 30s.
And there's also another man that they used to sell clothes.
Oh, Marquez.
Remember?
Marquez.
Yeah, Marcus,
Marquez used to come with a car full of clothes and
blankets and pillows and what have you.
even medicine.
Yeah, I guess so, I don't know.
It was.
but-
There used to be another guy. He had the Rolling Man.
Yeah, oh,
The
yeah,
product,
yeah,
Raleigh.
yeah.
And he used to sell the salve, and that salve, I still have one at home. It was for animals and humans. Any little cut you get, boom, put some of that salve on it, boom, you'd be ready.
And when you paid him, you know, he'd give you a little candy,
Yeah.
little wrapped up candy, and you know, to the kids, you know, to the family that he sold the stuff to, and yeah, and you know, Marquez had a
Marquez.
beautiful daughter.
Oh,
man, oh man, she
real.
was beautiful.
Well, we were talking about, what was that? Javier, his son.
Marquez, Javier
Yeah,
Marquez.
yeah, he's still around.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's still around.
I was gonna say, we're talking about old times. What about the 3 Flowers pomade that you put on your hair? Three Flowers.
Three
So
Flowers?
what was it?
Tres flores. I remember they used to put Jarvis, the green thing, when you go to the barber, they put Jarvis on there, and buddy, come on, smelling like a, I won't say it here, but,
Oh, Jerry's?
yeah, Jarvis.
Jerry's, yeah.
Hair tonic or some kind.
Yeah. Oh, it's I think we had a pretty good young life.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of fun. We didn't.
You could be
They
outside.
they said they were prejudiced against us, and it didn't even bother me whatsoever. You know, just life still goes on.
Oh, yeah, well, mostly because we were in our own community, right?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
We were, and then everybody that worked at the PFB or the Southern Pacific or at Portland Cement
Yeah.
or La Bolucha Citrus
Yeah.
Industry,
Oh.
they all lived in Colton.
Even
They
I
all lived in
picked
Colton.
I picked oranges when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
We used to go to Hammett. My
Take
grandmother
the
take us-
apricots.
Take apricots and
Yeah,
And,
and
work over there picking grapes. They gave me a job of taking the fruit to the ladies, and the ladies would cut the fruit in half.
yeah, put them on boards.
And then,
To dry them?
and then when you come back, go to school, you buy a pair of Levi's for $5.
Yeah, that was yours for the whole year.
Yeah, the whole year, yeah.
And Joe, you mentioned that you went pick cotton.
Yeah, I picked cotton up north, up by Delano and sort of. And you know what? I used to go to school. It was a pretty nice school. It was integrated school, beautiful.
Where?
And the name of the little town was Early Mark, and they at that time they had what they call it, the airmail week, and you had to draw a poster, and whoever about airmail week, you know, and whoever won one in each room would win a airplane ride. And I happened to be the one that won on my room, and another girl.
Yeah.
And they took us down to Delano at the airport. And that's why I took my first airplane ride in 1937, I think it was.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you were
yeah.
you were 10 years old?
Yeah, it was a two-seater plus the pilot.
Cessna?
And man, he took us around for about a half hour around the area, you know. And man, they sort of scared. And after I got down, and all my ears were plugged up, and I couldn't hear them tell me, did you like it or didn't you like it? So I couldn't hear what they were saying.
So that was one of the benefits of going crop picking, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
yeah, it was an adventure. Let's put it that way. A good experience.
Oh, excellent experience. Yeah.
You talk about it now, you know, and sort of like, well, why not? Huh?
Yeah. One of the things that I asked both of you yesterday was we had a big flood in Colton in
Oh, yeah.
1938. We had a
Right.
big flood, February of 1938. Do you remember that flood or?
I wasn't we were still up north, but we came back and we were staying in Santa Ana over there with our comadre, and my father was working there for a little bit, and when we decided to come back to Colton, we seen all the destruction it made, you know. Well, it's already happened, but I said, well, I
Yeah.
don't know. So,
David, what areas were affected there where the O Street is? And,
Well, I remember I had an uncle that worked in Santa Fe, and right on La Cadena, going south from Valley College, there was a dip. Remember that dip there? Now where the flood control canal's there now.
oh yeah,
There was a dip, and that thing was, And so somehow my aunt got word that he couldn't come home because it was flooded. So my mother and I, we went to stay with her, and it was raining, rain. I thought it'd never stop, and we stayed there overnight, a couple of nights. Finally, it receded, and he came home, but he couldn't cross.
Couldn't cross that bad, huh?
That bad, yeah.
And you mentioned the damage the flooding caused in around the
Well, down there,
Veterans Park area, Pine Street.
South Congress, Pine Street and Flores Street. Everything was soaked and washing away. You go down to the river, you could not bone dry, but
Yeah.
that area was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there at the time, so we missed it.
And if you notice in some areas the soil is sandy and rocky, and it came all from that flood. Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened. So that created a lot of damage in South Colton as well as North Colton.
Yeah.
Let me just kind of wind up our conversation. Let me ask you the question. Did I miss anything? Is there anything that you would like to share with us? Did I miss anything that I should have picked up? Or something that you would like to contribute to our discussion this morning?
Well, I'd like to say something that I wish these young people would nowadays look back and understand what happened in those days. Every time I go to the pool and I see nothing but brown seals there, they don't realize why they're there now.
Yeah, like saying is, I stand on the shoulders of people that were before me, and that's how I got to this place.
Right. Yeah. Because they wouldn't let us in.
Yeah.
And
So
now it's different, and thank God, I believe we all get along and we work together instead of against each other.
but the idea that there was struggle before we got to this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would behoove our young people to learn about our history. Because it just happened just a few short years ago, wasn't it?
Really?
Because you're 87, right, Joe? You're 87, and you're 83. It just happened a few years ago, during your lifetime.
Yeah, it's still fresh in our mind.
Yes.
Mine doesn't get old. It's just your body gets old.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when I went to boot camp, in San Diego, Gene Kelly was in boot camp with us.
Now, nobody knows
the dancer.
Nobody knows who Gene Kelly is. Is a
The
dancer.
dancer.
The Hollywood dancer.
He was with it?
Yeah, he was in the company ahead of us. I was in 619, and he was in 618, I think it was. And we used to see him, in the evening. They gave us a little time off, cool off, from during the day, And we used to go out to where we were at, to the barracks, we were next door. And he'd go out there and do a little tap dancing for
yeah?
us.
Little show?
Yeah. And
That was the early 40s, you know? The early
yeah.
40s.
In 1944, and we didn't know he was even there until they told us, hey, Gene Kelly's next door. Oh, yeah. And he was famous already.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just one of those things that happens that without you expecting it,
Well, listen, Joe and David, thank you so much for providing for us a glimpse, a little window into the experience that both of you went through, and were able to, I guess, not only contribute to yourselves, your family, but also to our community. And Again, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Our pleasure.
And I do appreciate if I could borrow some of your materials so we can scan them and we'll give them back to you.
Mhm.
Okay? Thank you very much for being with us this morning.
You're welcome.